due to some issues. Okay. So I am sharing the screen. Okay, we are discussing about agile, and in agile it is iterative incremental model. So iterative meaning is we are going to first take few requirements. Suppose we are testing some of the Facebook requirement, just a login page. We are going to develop it, test it. Okay. Then we are going to work on next requirement, like next modules in the Facebook, like we have pages, accounts, then the posting feature, okay, likes and comments feature. So that all are developed and tested. Then again, next features about the application. So it is incremental. Incremental is some requirements are developed, tested, other requirements are developed and tested. So like this, it is incremental, continuous iteration of development and testing goes on. Able to understand what is agile methodology?
Yeah, it is iterative and incremental model.
Yes, it is iterative incremental model, meaning is we are going to, like,
Like,
it is
yeah, we take
iterative every time. Tell me.
uh, yeah, we take few requirements, we develop, then and we test. Again, we take more requirements, we develop, we test. It goes on like this in a
Yes.
cycle.
So now here, if you work on entire project at a time, what happens? You have to, you need lot of time to do entire project in a one shot. Maybe you will take years, right? So what happens if you are developing entire project? How many features a project will have? Hundreds of features. Then what will happen? It will take 1 year time. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And when it will take 1 year time, and it will be like you are going to develop. So client will not wait for 1 year. Client needs some or other things developed very quickly. So clients are very demanding. They need your application to be ready in few months, or at least some part of it ready in some months. Okay. So to give client some or other part of it, so the development is done in the section wise, like some part of we take and develop and test it, give it to client. So what happens is, in this, client is also happy that okay, some of the working model I got, okay, some of the requirements are developed and I'm able to see that requirements are developed. So to make client happy, this is also good. So agile methodology will not only benefit developers, testers, also to the client. Okay, in this we have to concentrate on limited tasks, so the quality of work will be very high, right? We are going to concentrate on only one part of it, like one just login page, one just any other feature. So the quality of application will be very high. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is how agile works. In agile is nothing but a continuous iteration of development testing. And in those, we have like a smaller requirements are developed, like features are developed, features are divided, like entire project is called epic in it. Okay, epic is all the requirements. Then this epic is divided into requirements. Requirements are user requirements, that are user stories. Okay, user stories are from the client perspective, how the requirements, how the business is going to work, that is written in the form of user perspective. That's why it is called user stories. Okay. So as a user is going to log in. As a user is going to forget a password and reset the password. So like user stories are written, how user is going to use that application. That's why they are called user stories. So our user stories are nothing but requirements. Epic is all the entire project requirements, everything like what we are going to develop as a product. Okay, as a Facebook product, what you have to develop, all the features are in the Epic. Epic is larger, user stories are okay, smaller sections of the Epic. Epic is then divided into user stories. Epic is larger section, whereas user story is a smaller section from the Epic. Now in this user stories, what we have? In the user stories, we have requirements.
So what is a feature then?
Okay. Feature is the user, like application feature it is, right? So features are the requirements. Okay, you call it as a feature or you call it as requirements, you call it as functionality, you call it as user application behavior. So that is our terminologies. Okay, that is the terminology is used in the general language, but user story is a terminology used in agile. So requirements are called user stories in agile methodology. Okay, so feature, requirement, or we say modules, we say components, whatever we say, it is in the testing terminologies. Okay, so that are requirements. For that modules, we are going to have features. Those features, for that we are going to write test cases. But in agile, Epic is the entire project, and user stories are the Epic is divided into user stories. User stories are nothing but a functionalities, business requirements. Now for each user story, we have task. Okay, task is what we are going to do the work. That is task. On the each requirement, we have to do the task. So did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. So now user story is very particular to agile methodology. So agile has given some namings like Epic. What is Epic? In the board, if you go and check the user board, okay, in the Scrum, you can see in the create option, you have create a Epic also. Okay, create a Epic. So now what is my Epic is the project, entire project. Like I am testing a Facebook application or we are developing Facebook application. Which pages we are, for example, Facebook application groups feature. Okay. So entire groups feature Epic is this. Whatever we have, the requirements related to groups will attach under this. Okay, add a child issue. You will have the stories under this. So groups page. Okay, then what other things we will have in this groups? Group members, activities in the group. Okay, and I'm writing in short. There might be details, more and more. So this Epic will have child issues. Okay. So it is showing how much percent, 0% done. If it is done, for example, this is done, it will show 33% done. Okay. It shows a progress. So in this Jira software, we have this Epic and stories, all these terminologies in this agile. So we can create a story from here also. From this also we can select story and we can create a story. Okay. So story is different, defect is different. Story is nothing but a requirement. Okay. So login page requirement, other, that also we can create. Fine. So we are not going to create the requirements. Requirements will be created, EPIC will be created from the business people. We get requirements from them in the form of documents, in the form of in the Jira board also. So we get more and more requirements, documents required for understanding from the business people. Okay. Yes, able to understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now, not to confuse much, we will just write, okay, some of the scenarios. Okay. So how we write a scenario, or what is a scenario? Suppose we are testing a Facebook group feature. What will be the scenario you will write? So what is Facebook groups? Tell me. We can create a group. You can give a name to a group. Then you can select some of the options, whether to make it public, private, okay, visible, and you can add a people to group. Okay. So for this requirements, we are going to write scenario. So as a user is able to create a group. Okay. User is able to create a group with the name. User is able to create a group and provide the privacy options. User is able to add the people to the group. So these are the scenarios that we write. Okay, clear?
Yeah, quick question, Priya. Is the scenarios will come by seeing the requirements, or like how can we know the scenarios?
Requirements. Yes, requirements only. So let us create one requirement. So
As
I
per the
am
requirements,
creating.
the scenarios will be written.
Yes, correct. Yes, as per the requirement only. Everything is as per the requirement. So okay, we have the requirement, okay, already.
If you have any sample requirements, can you show me once, if possible?
Yes.
Like how does the requirement looks?
Okay, requirements looks like this only. They will give you just a screenshot. Okay. And they will tell, okay, this is what the requirement is. Facebook groups feature. Okay, in it they will write more and more information. Okay, this screenshot is not of a group, but I'll mention it here. So first is, so group is available in the right corner. Okay, right section of a page. The group is available. Groups link is available or the button is available. Okay. It will be available. It is not it is a tab. Okay. Groups tab is should be available, or just it is given as okay, there should be this. Next is create a group. How you create a group? By clicking on it. The next is you can give name to it. Then you have set the options of a privacy. Then you can also add people. Okay, these are requirements are given. So how you are going to write? By looking at this. Okay, there is a Facebook group option at the right side of the page. Then you can create it. Then you can give a name to it. You can set some privacy options. So these options will also be given. So private, hidden, or public. Okay. Like this, the options are given in the requirement itself. So this is the requirement that we have. This is nothing but a requirement. So I'll change it to, we can let it, we will keep it as it is. So now you have the requirement. How we write it? So for the each requirement, we are going to write a scenario. So I will write a scenario in a new tab. Okay. We'll copy this. Just a scenario description. What is scenario description? We will write it. Scenario is TS01. Description is user is able to create a Facebook group with name. Then again, user is able to create a Facebook group with group. Okay, create a Facebook group and provide or make it public. Make it public or private. So one scenario we will test only one. Okay, in one scenario we will test only one user activity. Make it public, we are testing once. Then we will create a group and we will keep it private. So each and every scenario we are going to test a separate activity here. So make it private, make it hidden also. There might be more as well. Okay, once we are creating, making it public, once we are creating, making it private, hidden. Okay, you can search the private one. You can check that is it really private. Then you can add a people. User is able to add people to group. Okay. So some of scenarios we will create like this. Able to understand?
Yes.
Okay. Fine, good. So write some scenarios for a Facebook login page. So Facebook login page, forget password, create new account. Can you write a scenario for this? Okay, I'll give 2 minutes or 5 minutes to write. the scenarios for Facebook login page. User is able to forget a password to reset. User is able to log in with ID password. So you have to write some of the things. Valid, invalid, user is not able to log in with invalid password. So look at this page and write some scenarios.
Are we writing in the Jira board?
You can write it in Excel. Okay. You can use this format as well, which is fine. I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. You can write the scenarios. Yes, can we have some answers?
Yes, like user is able to log in,
Okay.
is able to reset his password.
Okay.
User is able to log in with a long passwords, and user is able to create a username with a unique keys.
Okay. Yes, correct. We can write about password criteria also. User should have a password with minimum 8 characters. User is able to reset a password with OTP. OTP received on his registered mobile number and email. So two test cases, two test scenarios you can write. User is able to reset a password with mobile number registered. User is able to reset password with registered email ID.
Yeah, Priya, but
How are
I just
the
have one question here.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, here since it is mentioned as a Facebook, one second. Yeah, since it is mentioned as a Facebook, now we know how it works. For example, some of the requirements are we are unable to like know like how it goes and everything, right? So, like we did not, they did not in the requirements. Like it is was not mentioned as we need to check the password and we need to check the username. But since we know that how the Facebook works, we are able to do it. But if we don't know the application, how could we do it?
Yeah, that is the experience. Okay, that is we have to analyze. Suppose even if we don't know the application, suppose it is for a online shopping. Okay, we know Amazon, we know other online shopping platforms. Okay, this the present that application you are testing, it might be new in the industry, but similar to that, somewhere we might have used. With that analysis, we have to write if that is very much new, you never use similar applications, maybe some other applications which are in the some different domain, banking or some different finance domain or some healthcare domain, and we don't know that project or that features, then we have to understand the user, end user. Okay, what type of end user is going to use? Okay, what might be the features he needs? Then we have to think about, okay, how user is going to use this application, then we will be able to create scenarios, and more scenarios we can create. So that is why the QA job is called analyst. QA analyst, automation engineer analyst, or a test analyst, functional QA, automation QA. So analyst is called, that's why the job name is analyst. Like you have to analyze the requirement, understand the user who is going to use. Suppose one of the application that you are testing is only used by the medical officers, okay, and they are going to check the medicine, and they are going to check the expiry and content of it, what is the content of it. So what they will do, they will search with the content, or they will search with the whatever the name of the medicine. So likewise we have to think, if this Facebook is for end user, is public, like anyone can use, it is available for everyone, it is for general purpose, like people can have any, at any particular age group, people can have Facebook accounts and they can use it. So with that, the user, we have to analyze, okay, what user will do the activities, okay, what type of security should be available. So Facebook needs a medium security. If you are testing a bank application, then you have to think about, okay, bank application meaning is it needs a high security, like there is double authentication required. Maybe every time people are providing password also, and the OTP should also be required. so that it is much more secure. Okay, so that all goes with the experience. Now we are learning Facebook because we are beginners and we know that we want something we already know so that we can write scenarios. So once you become expert, you can write for any application. Once you gain experience, you can write for any application, thinking about user, thinking about application, thinking about a business. So you have to analyze about a business. Okay, what type of business it is. Okay, what type of users they are. Then what activities they will perform. That
Um,
all needs a lot of analysis. Okay.
And Priya, one more question. Like here, you mentioned in the requirements, create a group, right? Do we get in the requirements in a detailed information about the application, how it behaves, and how what is the output they are expecting?
Yes, some more details will also be provided. Okay, so maybe they will take a meeting and in meeting they will explain. Okay, not everything can be documented how it works. So documentation is not a easy job. So what a business people do is they will take meetings with the QAs and developers and they will explain. Okay, this is how the project will be. There will be groups and there will be pages. There will be purpose of these pages for a business and the accounts are for this. So they will explain one by one the feature. Maybe they are not providing document, then they explain. If they explain the document, maybe they provide high level. So somehow they will give you the all requirements, all the details of the project, because
Okay.
they also want you to understand and you do
Hmm.
the testing. Okay,
Yes.
you do testing better, so their job is easy. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this will happen in the grooming session in the beginning of the sprint, right?
Yes, yes. So in the grooming, in the beginning, in the planning discussions, in the sprint planning, in the grooming, okay, there will be discussions about the projects, what is we are going to develop, what we have. So you can ask questions also. You can clarify your questions if you have any. Okay.
So for one requirement, we have to write only one scenario, or we have to derive like all the possible
For a one
test cases.
requirement, we have to derive possible number of scenarios. So it might be 2, 3, 4, okay, any number of.
Like if the requirement is like 2 plus 2, it should be 4. But and we have to test if 2 plus 2 is coming 4 or not. So that is only one possible scenario, right?
Okay, so what happens is
Or
some
we have to test like
scenarios.
1 plus 2 is equal to also 4 and everything is coming 4, then that can be like so many scenarios, like hundreds of possible scenarios it can be.
Yeah. So some requirements, even if you try, you will have only one test case possible, okay, which is a valid one. But if you go to the negative side of it, like login, okay, invalid password, user should not be able to log in. Invalid email, user should not be able to log in. Okay, invalid password, invalid email, user should not be able to log in. So like this, for a login only, we can create 4. So sometimes there might be for one requirement only one test case is created, which is fine. There might be many, that is also fine. Overall, it is quality of the test cases we should have, not just the quantity. Like not just we are having 10,000 test cases and quality of application is still poor. So you have tested 1,000 test cases and you have tested other scenarios, you have tested 10,000 test cases. But 1,000 and 10,000 is a huge difference. But overall, how many defects you found? Okay, what is your application quality at the end? That matters a lot. Right. So not only just you are writing 10,000 scenarios and at the end you did not test lot of features, lot of coverage is not available, a lot of test cases are duplicate. Okay, you are not testing the required functionalities in detail, the complex functionalities in detail. Okay, simple functionalities only you are just testing. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2 or 1 plus 1 is 4 or those are like maybe not required. Okay, in the invalid case also 1 or 2 are fine. not required for every possible one. So that all is experience. You will slowly understand how we can write a quality test case, how we can write a quality test scenario so that the number is moderate and we are able to find more defects. The quality of application is also improved. Okay.
And these scenarios are for our reference, or we do report these scenarios to the team?
Okay, these scenarios are for everyone. Like these scenarios will be reviewed by your lead. First, we write as a QA. Then they will be reviewed by the lead and they will be approved. Some, like everyone will look at these test cases. Initially, they might be for our reference, but others will also refer.
So we will write them in Jira.
Yeah, some people will follow writing test cases in Jira. So Jira needs one plugin, okay, which is again a paid one. So if we purchase that plugin, then in Jira we can write test cases like this. Okay, there will be number and test scenario description and steps also involved in it, like step 1, step 2. And you can write in Excel also. Like many companies are following Excel format because Jira and those plugins may not be used in those projects. So they are using Excel and keep it and send it to the people whenever needed. We can change it also. We can track it also. And many of the automation QAs are not even writing test cases, test scenarios. They will directly write the scripts and work on it. Okay.
So it is not mandatory to write test scenarios or test cases.
Okay, so it depends on the project. Project to project, it depends, like, is it mandatory or not?
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it is most of the cases, test cases or test scenarios, either of one is written. Okay. On a high level, test scenarios are at least written so that we know what we are testing, so that we know what we are not testing. Okay. What to focus on, what not to test. We have that clarity with these test scenarios. Okay. Okay, so this is about test scenarios and some more topics on the agile we will see in the next class. So in agile, what is agile principles are? Okay, what are advantages of agile and how agile works? In agile, what is a scrum? In this scrum, what are the roles we have? Okay, those we will discuss in the next class.
In the
And-
next class is Monday, right?
Yes. Next class is Monday.
Hello, Priya.
Yes.
I did get the login details, but when I log into my account, I'm unable to see any classes or nothing is available in the page.
Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, so your accounts are created, guys. Everyone received the email?
Yeah,
Yes,
Priya.
no?
Yes,
Yes.
I got.
Okay, so I'll assign you a batch. Okay. So you will be able to use those recordings and all. Okay. So the expectation is you should be able to see SDET batch. Okay. So let me assign you to the batches. So this is Feb 24 batch that you are a part of. Okay. So Deepti, you are saying.
Yes, I was not able to find anything on this login page.
Okay. Yes. Yes. No worries.
Uh, Hi, Priya.
Yes.
You haven't uploaded any recordings from, I think, the last uploaded recording is on February 13th, I think.
Okay.
If you don't mind, can you please update the recordings?
Yes, Sudhir. Yes. So now we are taking classes in the Zoom meeting. Okay, not from the LMS. So those will be available in the manual testing course. Okay. Yes, I will add it. Yeah, you are
Okay.
correct.
And one more thing, the material you have provided in the
Mhm.
LMS, sorry, right now updated site, SDT training,
Okay.
it's not that much clear.
Okay. The manual testing one?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that one I will change it. Okay. So the format of its document should be PPT, not a PDF. So with that, that format, it is not showing up actually for everyone. Sushma, so you are
Yes.
able to log in?
I did not get any student portal credentials. I did not
Can
get
you
any
check your email ID? T Sushma 0786.
but I did not get any mail.
You did not get any. Okay. Check the spam folder.
Yeah, I
So it
checked that.
will be from Go On and Learn Edmingle. Okay. You have to check with that.
I did not receive any mail. Just now also I am checking that one.
Okay, okay. Wait for some time. You may receive it.
Okay.
Okay. So, so now Dipti, can you please refresh the login and check? Can you see the dashboard and in that you are able to see STET training?
I'm checking.
Yes. So inside STET training, you should be able to see this. Okay, some study material, assignment, and then manual testing, Java. Okay, OOPS concepts. These you have to have. Okay.
Still, it shows like buy now. Estate training buy now. That page is not available for me.
Log out and log in.
Okay.
Okay, so after login, you will be able to see SDT training on the dashboard. On the home page, not this. Okay, on the home page, you will have.
Yes, I got it now. Like lessons, course view, class recordings, and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Got it.
So you have to click on the login and then you will be able to get the details.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, everyone able to get it? Soumita, Sushma, Vishal, Shreya.
Yes, I get it.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good. Good, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you,
weekend.
Priya.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day, guys.